Here, I'm just going to make sure that my stream is set to Dreams. If you could let me know when you log in, if that's happening, that'd be amazeballs. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Well, anyhow, let's have a look. Right. I've done a little bit of fiddling while I've been away before my well, I did it in my lunch hour at Media Molecule. I did start building my checkouts. We have also done some learning and discovered that making these things the way that I have is deeply inefficient. Thanks to the lovely Kevin. So while I'm waiting for people to join, I'm going to rebuild the floor and the ceiling to get some of my thermometer back and these window frames. So because that's not very exciting, I'm sure you're not going to be too worried about that. So let's do that, shall we? So I've deleted all but one section of the floor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the floor sculpt of one piece of the floor. I'm going to make it bigger. So let's have a look. First of all, I'm going to use the stretch tool. I don't know if I'm going to make it the entire width of the building, because I want to do some art on it, but I'm going to make it significantly larger, so I don't need so many of them, because the number of items that you have is important. So let's do that, and let's do that. So that's 4 squares. Let's make it 4 by 4, and then we know it's a square then. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's just extend this one out as well. So that's 4 as well. Then I'm going to move it so that I'm making the best use of the space. There we go. Somebody's joined the chat. I'm not sure who. Now let's divide up the floor and make tiles like we did before. Now you can see here where I did my tile before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to spray paint. I'm going to use the touchpad to bring up the color picker, and I'm going to ooh. Come on, sausage. Do it for mummy. There we go. There we go. And we're just going to put some tiles in. I'm just going to hide everything else, because now that I've made it the right size and I know it's aligned with everything else, then that's going to work. I hope it's going to line up nicely. I'm just going to do a standard supermarket style checkerboard. Now unfortunately you can't clone paint strokes, or spray paint rather, so I've got to do all these by hand, but once it's done it'll be done. The other thing we could do is add some scuff marks and things, but I'll do that later. That's polish as far as I'm concerned. So today we're going to optimize a bit, and then we're going to start looking at the logic. So we're going to get the checkouts in position, which I kind of have already, and we're going to... Hello everyone that's joining, by the way. We're going to sort the checkouts out, and we're going to get it so that we're going to start doing the game logic. Then we can do some new items to put on the shelves. Hello Robbie with AY. Now if you've got any questions about what I'm doing, or even just about your own things that you're making, please ask away. I'll see if I can help. And then maybe later in the stream, if you've got things you want me to have a look at, we can have a look at your things. Oh, what have I done? Luckily I can just do this. Oh. It must be tinted. Why is that? That's strange. Colour picker doesn't seem to be working. There must be some reason why that's happened. Oh well, let's just call it supermarket weirdness, that the colours of the tiles are slightly iffy. Who knows, maybe there was an accident and they retiled part of the floor and they couldn't get the same tiles again because the supplier had gone bust. So they just got the nearest colour they could get. Hello ZZT4. How are you? I've had a busy week making things at Media Molecule. I wasn't on the stream this week. I was a bit busy anyway, so I'm sure you enjoyed the streams, especially the one with Mark. Was especially fun. I watched that one. Right. There we have our new floor. Now don't forget we've got an invisible floor for our collision. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clone this. I might actually live clone it because that would probably be better. Let's do that. Live clone, you tick this box here and then drag. I love dragging. And then what that means is if I edit one of them, it'll edit all of them. And now I can select those. And drag those across. Now, you saw the freezer department last time, didn't you? Oh, Kitty Powers Matchmaker. Well, thank you, Robbie. It is my my pièce de résistance still. We will hopefully get to revisit that one day. Now, this ceiling is also a problem. So we're going to we're going to ungroup it. We're going to deselect the corner one and delete all the others. And then we're going to drag, use the stretch tool, except we're going to do it in sculpt mode. We're not going to hide everything else because it's not in the way. And we're going to just make this one enormous piece, and this is going to reduce the thermometer a bit, because the thing is with this supermarket, oh what's happening here? Graphics. Okay, we're going to make this ceiling a lot looser, so we're going to use the detail tool. Let's go down here from where the player will see what we're doing. We could also reduce some detail on some other bits. We've already done that actually. We probably could reduce the baked bean tins a little bit. But this ceiling does not need to be Let's just show the thermometer for a moment. So that's reduced the thermometer quite a lot, the graphics thermometer, just doing that. And we have freed up about 20% gameplay just by making the floor out of less parts. So that's good. Let's just try it quickly and see if it still works. Yes, it's all functioning correctly. What I will do is I've got my new headset on, so I'm going to apparently no, the number of items counts your gameplay thermometer. So if you've got a lot of small items, it will affect things. So you have to be careful of that. So what we're going to do is, okay, we're happy this works. I think one more bottle of wine wouldn't hurt, would it? There we go. So what we want to happen is we're going to have this checkout, this one here over here is going to be the main checkout. So you've got to get back here in order to cash in the things that you've collected. So we're going to have to put a barrier here on the right, so there's a lane. There will be a gate here in front of these entrance doors, so that's our start line. So you'll start here. You'll crash through the entrance, that will start the timer, and then you'll have a certain amount of time, which we will decide later. It's a single watermelon, look. £2. Oops, I dropped it on the floor. you'll have a certain amount of time to get around and collect as many things as you can. You'll be able to go back to the cache point when you've filled your trolley, and it will tally up what you've got, and it will give you a new trolley, and you'll start again from here. So you can do as many runs as you want within the time limit. There will be a shopping list. If you pick up everything on the shopping list, you will get a bonus points. We need to decide what we're going to put in these chiller cabinets. Oh, hello, Embergs. Thank you. I need to rearrange things a little bit. There's not enough space down here, look, between the checkouts and the shelves. So we need to move everything towards the back of the supermarket to create a bit of space, because this space here isn't big enough either, although we won't actually be going there. It needs to look realistic. Plus, we can't really afford to add many more shelves, so we're going to need to use up this space anyway. Although, of course, we will be putting some shelves back here, but we don't need this vast quantity of space. So we're going to move everything back. And then, in fact, let me just quickly do something. Oh, let me just go back to edit mode. And then I'm going to just quickly move all audio to my headphones, and that way you won't get any feedback. There we go. It's a shopping spree indeed. There's a TV show in the UK, I don't know if you have it in wherever it is you're from, and it was on TV in like a few years ago, called Supermarket Sweep, and the contestants had to go around the supermarket as quickly as they could and collect as much as they could in the time, and they had to get the most expensive things possible. I'm just going to stretch that out because I could see a glimpse and it made it look untidy, and we're going to do that here as well because it's loose. It has a sort of a loose edge and I don't want that visible. Same here. Let's just tuck that over the edge there. There we go. I'll do it here as well, just to make sure. There, that's better. We will put some ventilation ducts up here if we can afford to later, just to make it feel extra special. Anyway, let's move some stuff around and then we can think about logic. So let's have a look. I need to finish the checkouts as well, so we'll have to do that. The checkouts are not finished. Let's move everything. I'm just going to select all. Well, I'm not going to select all because that would be foolish. Luckily, I've grouped all of these shelves. So we're just going to move all of that. Everything's going to move. So what's everyone been up to this week? Has everybody made anything in Dreams? Is it possible to connect objects with connectors after they've been emitted by an emitter? Could you make the shelves and fridge out of one sculpt and have them connected at the bottom? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I see. You could do... The thing is, there's not... It's only when you've got a lot of little things that it's really a problem, and that's I could make longer shelves, so these could be one shelf. I don't think having all that stuff below the floor would be very good for the graphics thermometer. You might reduce the number of items, but it would increase the graphics thermometer, and our graphics thermometer is quite full at the moment, so I should select the lights as well, really. I should group these, perhaps. I don't like having too many groups. Groups actually do, even a group will fill your gameplay thermometer, because it's still an entity. Right. We're going to also turn all these window frames into a single sculpt as well. That will help. Right, I think I've got everything. Shall we move them? Right, let's come over here. I think if we allow... Oh, what have I done? I didn't select this one or this one. How silly of me. I need to just leave enough room for maybe a single row of shelves, and that will be enough. And then I'll just move the checkouts. The checkouts need a lot of work. They're only half finished, really. I think I'll do it there. That's it. That gives us a bit of room between the checkouts and the shelves. That means we can place maybe some, if we've got room, we can put some piles of things here on the ends of the shelves, which is what they do in supermarkets sometimes. And we can also possibly put some stuff here. Did I want to do that? That's it. And then we can put some, maybe we should put a couple of these. I'm also going to put, oops, oh no, you know what I did? I didn't do live clone. That's very naughty. There. And then what I'm going to do is, to save sort of space, I'm going to put a door here, a fire escape, and I might put another one. That could be to the customer toilets, or I could put one down there. I could put a door here, just to, you know, you don't want big gaps because it makes it look sparse. So if I can fill the space with things like doors and maybe some posters. You've been trying to make a western ranch, trying to herd animals. How is that going, kitten? Right. Maybe we can have a look at it later. There. And then maybe we'll put some shelves at the back. Oops, you know what I didn't do? I didn't live clone them again. Silly kitty. Oops. Leave some room there for cables and things. We could even put some pot plants around and stuff as well if you've got enough thermo left. I see. What you could do is have the... If you give your animals a little bit of AI so that they don't go into the corners, you could put a sensor on each of them. And then, it depends how many animals you've got, I suppose. You could put a sensor on them, and if they detect scenery within a certain radius, they'll move away from it. You can do that. That's what I would do, probably. Right, let's have a look in my book. Oh. Now, I've just had a thought. Oh good, that doesn't delete those. That's fine. Normally you'd have like a pharmacy or something at the back here, but I'm not sure if I've got the thermometer for that. So in the short term, while we just get the gameplay right, we're just going to keep it simple, because right now it's still a prototype. You shouldn't get too bogged down in the details when you're still getting the gameplay right. That would be my top tip. And then here in this space we can just let's have a look. That can move over. It's always wise to deselect all before you select things. Often accidentally leave things selected and then I move them by mistake, which is a bit annoying. Right, there we go. How does that look? Looks kind of supermarket-y, doesn't it? Right, let's do this again. Oops. There we go. There. Let's have a little roll around and see how it feels. These are a bit thin, these bits. Feels like a supermarket, doesn't it? It's quite spacious. I mean, you know, what I'll probably do is make myself a little barrier. How many people have we got now? 8 people viewing. Although it is a good sign that we've still got room in the thermometer, and we've duplicated an awful lot of things, so that's good. I just got the internet off. The music is just off the DreamsPS4. I will be getting some more frantic game showing music sorted out at some point, but for now this is perfectly fine. Right, what I'm going to do... See, what they normally do is they put them back to back, don't they? So normally you'd have a checkout and then another checkout sort of there. Is that right? It kind of looks cooler as well. And then you would have a barrier down the middle here. That needs to be a bit bigger, so the people can squeeze in and out. And I guess that's fine. Let's make ourselves... Should we finish the checkout? Should we make the barrier? They are allowed to. They get given their lunch breaks just like everybody else. Let's make the barrier. It's going to be quick. La 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 la. Has everybody been watching the streams? Did you enjoy the live music stream the other day? Just going to build this out of cylinders. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that. That's it. I'm going to make that a bit longer. A bit longer still. Stamp it in place. Put another one here. Then I'm going to get that's probably in the right place already. I'm going to make that shiny metal. Do we think it should be chrome? Or just metal? Oh blimey, that doesn't sound very good, does it? Not being able to go to the toilet. That shouldn't be allowed, really. I thought it was the law that you had to be allowed to go to the toilet. Right. Now this is a top tip. We're going to use the curve tool. then we're going to make a curve. It might be a little bit wonky, but we'll cope. That's it. Smooth it up slightly. There. Perfect. And then we'll put another one here. Luckily we've got the grid on. Just use the grab cam. There. A wonderfully curved piece of metal. Well, thank you. So now I'm going to grab this, move it down here, move it, shrink it a little bit. And then I'm going to plug that in there. I'm going to make sure it's lined up because it isn't. I think that's... There we go. If you're grabbing something, you can press triangle while you're grabbing it and it will snap it to the grid. Which is quite handy when you're trying to line things up. There. And then I think what we'll do is we'll get another shape. What shape should we use for the base? Should we use another cylinder? Or should we use a dome? Since that's perfectly acceptable. There we go. Let's move that into there. Just going to put that down by half a grid. That's it. There we go. That's our barrier. So we can use that all over the place. Let's just make the grid a bit coarser. I'll put that there and there. Maybe even another one for good luck. In fact, what I'm going to do before I clone that is I'm going to save it out. Save it out as a sculpture. Now don't forget, you must tag your things, especially your dreams. Because if you don't tag them and give them a category like that, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Supermarket, barrier. If you don't categorize them, people won't find them in searches and things. And you'll be wondering why you're not getting any likes and no one's playing your game. And it'll be because you haven't tagged it properly. So please make sure you do that. It'll make us very happy. There. That authentically Supermarkety. Do you know what I might do though? I'm going to make it a little bit taller. The problem is there. That's it. And obviously we can add more detail to these things later. But for now, I think that's better. It's about the same height as the checkout now, so that's good. Oh, I'm a bit tired today, just forgive me. Right. We have to make sure that we get our gate in there. Our starting line. There, that'll do. So we'll start here. That's it. Right. Clone tool. And then I'll just move that to there. And I'll just do another one about there. And then those will actually be blocked off because the supermarket's closed and they're just opening it specially for the public. And I'll put a little sign on those to say closed. Just forgot to do the last one there. Let's pop that in the hole there. Let's have a little drive around. There we go. A spill in one of the aisles. Well, what I was thinking was that we could make it so that if you drop a bottle of wine, it'll smash. Yes, we could do that as well. There's all sorts of things we could do. The world is our oyster. What I'd like to do is make this trolley public so that everyone can use it for their own levels. But I'm not going to be able to do that because of the way the publishing works until I release the level. That way we could all make hilarious trolley related games with all sorts of trolley tomfoolery in them. I think it's coming along though, isn't it? Look at that. It was merely a dream, merely a sparkle in my imagination a week ago, this level. Well, 2 weeks ago. Right, let's sort out this window, because frankly, it's not good enough. Right, I've frozen it, so this is a cool tool, the freeze tool. It's for freezing things so that you don't interfere with them by mistake. Has it gone down a bit? It hasn't really gone up that much. It has gone up a little bit because we've cloned some things, but oh, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Right, let's clone that, or I'll stretch that all the way over here. And why didn't that work? And now we can clone that. What's going on? That's better. Let's just clone that one more time. I went to see Godzilla last night, the new one. Unfortunately, I don't think it was very good, which is a shame. There we go. There we go. Oh, I see. There we go. Except that I didn't want that one. I'm going to make smaller windows to go in there, unless I just move them all along one. It's going to be fiddly though. we go. Right. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and focus on something at the same time. I once tried to do a stream of Mario Kart and it was impossible because I was so focused on driving that it just wasn't happening. It was awful. I wouldn't have watched it. That was a long time ago. I've learned my lesson now. I wish I hadn't messed up these windows. Once we've done these, we'll have a look at the logic, I think. What is that? How does that sound? What's wrong with it? Well, it was made up of lots of pieces, and we're trying to get the gameplay thermometer down. I thought it was cheaper too, but apparently there's a compromise. It's cheaper graphically. I don't know. I spoke to Kevin that was on the pirate stream with me. I don't know if you watched that. I asked him about optimizing, and he said make the floor and the ceiling out of one big object, because, or at least less big objects, because then the gameplay thermometer isn't as affected, because the gameplay thermometer is affected by every single item. So if you've got lots of little items, that will affect gameplay. So that, I mean, that was my misunderstanding. I thought that it would work with lots of little ones, but apparently not. Which is annoying, isn't it? Has anyone else made anything cool this week? Or found anything cool? Any exciting levels you've discovered? Could I disable collision? I probably could. That's a good idea. I don't know if it will help much, but I'll try. That's it. That's what I should have done in the first place. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I woke up very early this morning. Right, turn collision off. Didn't make any difference. Oh well. What we can do, which will be easier, is just clone that like this, and then repeat clone. And then just delete these. There we go. I need to put a frame in there as well. That shouldn't be difficult. Oops. There. Let's just quickly clone that. That's better. Right. Now we can go into sculpt mode, grab the stretch tool and just unstretch this. I think they must optimize out negative shapes that aren't intersecting any positive shapes, I would have thought. There. That'll do. Skull Island. Yes, I didn't see it in... I saw an image of it on Twitter. We'll have a look at that a bit later, actually. I'm going to do a quick save. I'm going to go to the toilet for a moment. I will be back shortly. Let me just switch off my mic. I'm back. Can you hear me, everyone? Right, so what we can also do with these paintings, because paintings get expensive, is we can combine them into one with this button here. And that makes them a bit cheaper too. I seem to have changed colour slightly, but we can tweak that. Let's do that a bit more. Maybe it's the opacity. No? Oh well, I'll just leave them. They're fine. Okay, let's do some logic, shall we? I'll finish the checkout later. Right. So what we want to do, first of all, is we want to create a microchip to put all of our logic on, and we're going to put it somewhere easy to access. So let's have it floating here by the entrance. That's it, there. And on this microchip, we're going to start off by putting... Actually, I've got a top tip for you that I learnt this week that I'm going to teach you right now about timed gameplay. Now, let's start by putting down a trigger zone. And we're going to make that square. And we're going to move it into the entrance. So that when the trolley passes through it, it starts the timer. Oh, I can't do that. Let's do that instead. There we go, and then we'll move that into there. And I think that by default that will detect the trolley because it will be possessed. Thank you, Og the Enigma. Now, here's the fun bit. So, when we, instead of using a timer, we're going to use a score variable thing. No, it's not this one. Is it in here? No, I think it might be in gameplay gear. There we go. So we're going to put that there. That's going to be our time. Let's have a look. 0 multiplayer. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a score modifier. And we're going to have this, we're going to put a counter in order to keep the signal active. So that's going to go That's the counter there. We'll put that there. Move that over a bit. So when we go through the thing, when we go through the trigger zone, why isn't it doing it? Let me just turn off the grid because it's annoying me now. Turn off the grid. There we go. Why isn't it letting me grab that? Is it because I'm in a group? Must be. Oh, was I in that group? Oh dear, what have I done? Why can't I grab this microchip? There we go. I had accidentally put the microchip into the group, so we're gonna. How come? What have I done? I'm just gonna undo all of that. I did something wrong. Okay, let's just close that, grab that, pull it out of the group, place that there. That's in the right place. Sorry kittens, I did it wrong. Then we're going to put that there, make it a bit bigger. We're going to get our counter. We're going to wire that. Why isn't it letting me wire things? Oh, it's because I was still in thingy mode. That is strange. Why is it not letting me do things? What have I done wrong? I don't understand what I've done. Can anyone help me? No, it's not plugged into anything. Let's just delete it all and start again. It might be because my thermometer's so full. That is strange. Okay, let's do that again. That's in the right place. We're going to make that bigger. Let's just move that back a bit so that it's not in the way. Let's put down our counter. Let's put down our trigger zone. That is very odd. I'm going to close it and open it again. Never seen that before. Let's just exit the level and enter it again. I don't understand what I've done wrong. Hello, Passion Pit. Let's have a look. Let's just see if we can do something here. It's not letting me do that there either. Maybe it's because I've got too much open. I'm going to move this over here as well. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Can't seem to grab anything. Is it because I'm in some kind of strange mode that I've switched on by mistake? I can't seem to click anything. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in my book. Oh, and we're not in Dreams again, which is annoying. So I'll just put that on there. There we go. Let me go into a different scene. And see if it's happening elsewhere. Let's go into my cake scene. Can everybody hear the audio, by the way? Let's have a look. Actually, let's just use that one over there. I'm just going to put a controller sensor. I'm going to make it into a remote control. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to put a selector in here. I'm going to have the controller sensor do that. And I'm going to have a NOT gate. Is that right? That's right, there we go. Oh, that's going a bit strange. But anyway, that worked, from what I could tell. So, maybe it's something to do with that strange scene. Okay, let's exit here. Don't save. Let's move that down there. Gosh. It is early access, after all. Let's move that there. Oops. I'm just going to move that down a bit. It's easier. There we go. And that's going to detect the player. It feels like it is working, but it's very odd. It's like there's a bug. It's not drawing the cables anymore. The wires. It's very strange. Anyway, let's just put the bits in there that we need and we'll see if we can get it working. So let's put that score modifier in. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a calculator. We need to get a score, which is our time. We're going to rename this time. We're going to have it be a countdown. So we're going to get a calculator. Stick that in there. And what we want is we want 1 second divided by 30, because it's 30 frames per second. So 1 divided by 30. Let's have a look. Oops, I didn't want to do that. It's force possessed. What's force possessed? Do you think it's because I've got too many wires? Let's have a look. We could delete some tins of beans if we've got too many wires. Let's try that. Let's just delete one of those shelves. In fact, let's delete 3 of those shelves. Gosh. Too many wires. How shocking. I mean, there are limits. You can't do everything. Did you know when you are hovering over one of these, if you push up and down on the D-pad, it will automatically detect the names of appropriate gadgets in the scene for you? Just drinking coffee to wake me up a bit. Right, hopefully this will work now. So this score modifier, we want to add... Oh yeah, it must have been too many wires. Oh blimey. Well, how are we going to cope? I'm going to have to optimize my items. Yes, I'm going to have to optimize the logic. I'll try and optimize the logic on them. You can help me if you like. So that's fine, we can deal with that. So 1 divided by 30. I actually want that to be a negative number. So I'm going to make that... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to... multiply that by -1. So that number there goes into there. Unless we just do... No. Do that. Multiplied by -1. There might be some other cunning way that we can... I was thinking that as well. Maybe we could do that. Have it emit them. And have dummy ones on the shelves until you get close enough. That's extremely complicated. But it might need to be done. Right. Then we're going to add that. I'm going to do it continuously. So what that means is that every second, every frame, we're going to be minusing. So let's say the time is... Let's give them 2 minutes. So it's 120. So that's going to be switched on when we go through the entrance, and that will start counting down. It'll be 1/30th of a second every frame, so that'll be a second every second, basically. So what that means is, now the reason why I've done this instead of just having a timer to get to the point, we can have a look at some levels in a little while, kittens. Is so that if I want to do time bonuses and time penalties, I can use an additional score modifier to add or subtract from the time, which you can't do with a timer. So that's why I've done that. Sausages. Anyway, I'm going to wire this into a number displayer so that we can see it on the screen. Current score into there. Let's just open that up. We're going to have it as time. We're going to have milliseconds because it's exciting. 2 minutes. We're going to turn off the horrible box and the horrible border. We're going to make the text a bit more exciting looking. We're going to make it pink because that's my favourite colour. We're going to make it bigger and we're going to put it up here. In fact, we can do that by doing this. Align, align, and then we know it's in exactly the right place. There we go. We'll make it glow a little bit. Turn the opacity down ever so slightly so it feels computery. Let's just move this out of the way. It might be a bit big. Let's pick a nice font. Something appropriate. Something worthy of Kitty Powers. That'll do. That one. That one. Let's do that one. It's simple but effective. And then what we'll do is once this turns on, we'll have this switch on. Let's just try that, shall we? Oh, and that didn't do anything. So what have we done wrong there? That's supposed to start that going. Time. Time. Operation value should be minus 0.03 per frame. The negative input on the counter is connected. Oh, of course it is. Why is that then? There we go. Oh. And then we'll go in here, ding, and that'll be the finish. I mean, there is a lot of wires in here, it's got to be said. Ding. Okay, so that works. Awesome. Thank you for helping me figure that out, kittens. I've never run out of wires before. It's a shocking state of affairs. Ding. Right. Let's have a look at these blooming things. Save this creation. Yes. How wonderful. We're making progress together. That's nice, isn't it? That is quite a lot of wires, it has to be said. How can we optimize this? Does it count wires that are switched off? Now we need this to optimize the cans away when they hit the ground. We need this to make them make noises. No, I ran out of wires because I've got so many things in the scene and it wouldn't let me put any new ones in, so I couldn't do the game logic. Oh dear. It's not that complicated, really. Unless we... Let me think. What we could do is use a transmitter. We could use a wireless transmitter to do some of the calculations, not per object. So possibly this stuff, we could have it transmit the fact that it's been grabbed, and then we could let's have a think. The problem is, well, the problem is that we also, the reason why we have these separated is because this one has to be connected here as well. This one makes it physical. This one makes it grabbable. So when you come into, when the trolley comes near enough, it becomes grabbable and physical. But we also need it to stay physical. Maybe you're right, we could lose a wire here. Let's do that. Let's just do that, shall we? It wouldn't hurt for them to be grabbable while they're on the floor. They're only going to be there for 5 seconds. The problem is when I don't want them grabbable when they're outside the radius of the player. This is why they're separate. Otherwise it spoils the gameplay, because then the imp can move away from the trolley and it just doesn't feel very nice. Which is annoying. So actually, but it might be the only way we can do it. Could you put an imp distance limit on the camera? No, because if you can make them always grabbable, you can reach all the way across the supermarket and grab anything, and that doesn't work very nicely. You have to be within arm's reach of the things to be able to grab them, because when you're grabbing something, because we're using the sticks to control the trolley, you can't move the imp in and out of the screen, and I don't really want to change the controls on the trolley because they feel so good. So we have to limit the imp to the distance that it's at. It's already set by the camera, the imp distance. It's just that if you grab with the imp, it overrides that distance if something's grabbable, which is a right royal pain in the buttocks. So what I'm thinking is, what we could do potentially is I don't know. How annoying. I'm going to turn the looseness up on this for a minute, just because I want to get the thermometer down a little bit. I wonder if I turn this down a little bit, how much that would affect things. And then combined these two. Well, the gameplay's gone down a little bit. That wasn't them anyway, was it? See, there's the problem. I can still grab it, but the imp's not above the trolley. Which isn't the end of the world, I suppose. It does save us some wires. Okay, well that saved us a little bit of wires, didn't it? Quite a lot of wires, actually. So let's do that to all of them. How lovely. Thanks, team. Let's do that to the wine. That's it. Let's go there. Save, yes. Hello, that girl. Who's that waving at me? We could emit them, but it's a faff because we'd have to have an emitter for every baked bean can. It's a bit beyond my capabilities, so I'm just going to have to try and I'm going to try and make it work. Sausages. Let's turn that down a little bit so it doesn't need to be that long. Delete that. Edit this. Edit keyframe. Make it grabbable. Save. There we go. We're freeing up lots of wires because there are several wires. So if each bottle of wine is now one less wire, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 wires we've just got rid of. And the beans are even more spectacularly less wiry. So that's good. We can do these as well now. I bought myself a new PS4 Pro. It's the latest model, so it's nice and quiet, which is lovely. I could get rid of this as well. I'm not very keen on this. I wasn't very keen on that. Because the text gadget, as lovely as it is doesn't light very nicely when it's in the scene. So the it just looked a bit weird. It looked a bit fake. So I'm going to. No, there's nothing wrong with looking fake, kittens. There. It looks cheap but effective. Also, text gadgets are not cheap either, so that might actually make things better. Oh, I forgot to do this.
Right, what we saying? You could make it always grabbable. No, we couldn't. No, no, no. Sorry, I didn't. How did you get to this view? My PS4 not quiet. No, the older PS4 Pros are very well. The one that broke, I took it to be repaired, and the repairman said the video chip had gone, which may have been to do with it overheating, but he did say that it wasn't very dusty, so it wasn't dustiness. Basic shapes. Well, I know it might be cleaner, but at the end of the day, it's only a tiny speck in a whole vista full of things. Might have to make them glow a little bit less. You've had half your time, kitten. You're going to go to Wines and Spirits? Yes, yes, let's go to Wines and Spirits. Up some wine. And boom. Right, okay. Now this is going to be the complicated bit. We have to oh look, this is how I did the music. You can turn the music on and off with a triangle. Maybe I ought to, if this is going to be the main chip, I'm going to organise things a little bit more. So there's only one chip. We can put all of our weathery, lighty things in there. Oops. Lighting and effects. Make it a bit smaller. Close that up. Put our global settings in there. We can call this music. Or let's call it audio, and then we can put any audio things, ambience and things in there as well. Let's close that. Where's it gone? Over there. Let's grab that. Pop it on there. Tweak it. And that's our audio. There we go. So you can customize the icon on your microchips so that it's more obvious what they are. Right, let's have a look. I'm looking forward to playing it as well. Can you not get them? Where do you live, Embergs? High height 79. Do I not need the signal inverter? Oh, okay. Well, that's one less wire, isn't it? Oh, you're right, you know. I'm not a logic expert, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's try and figure out how we do this checkout thing. So, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need another microchip to start with, which will be our scoring microchip. So let's do that. Let's pop it in here. And we'll put that on it because it's scoring. And then we'll put it up here by the checkouts. Okay, so we're going to need a sensor for every item that's possible to get. So currently we've only got 4 things. We've got watermelon, we've got wine, we've got baked beans, and we've got washing powder. So we need a sensor for each of those, and then when we add more things, we'll have to add more sensors. And there probably will be a clever way to optimize this, but frankly, right now, I don't think I'm capable. So let's start with baked beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to detect within the thingy, we're going to detect, get out of the way. Actually, what I should have done is just delete those for now, because we're going to clone them, because then we only have to do this once. Yeah. So we're going to detect in there. We're going to look for tags. Oh no, we're going to look for tags. Baked beans, there we go. Now we're going to turn that all the way up. And then we're going to get a calculator. And we're going to say number detected multiplied by whatever baked beans are worth. I can't remember how much they were. Were they 50p? I think they're 50p. Let's just put that in there for now. £50p. And that's how much will be added to the bill. So let's get a score thing. No, I haven't finished the lighting yet. Og, thank you very much. Oh, that's clever, isn't it? A good way to sum more than two numbers. Plug all the values into a calculator's A input. The problem is that the numbers will be in the calculator. The prices oh, but I can do, yeah, of course. I can tally those up using another calculator. Sure, I can do that. So that'll be how many baked beans we've got. Do another one. Look for watermelon. No, let's look for red wine. Red wine is worth £3. Oh, what's happened there? No, that's not right, is it? Number detected. Goes in there. £3. Using the D-pad. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I think you're going to run into an issue. I had to take 1 can of beans. I don't know, sausage. I'm learning as I'm going along. What I was planning to do. Now this count, you can trigger you can detect multiple items if, as long as you turn up the number to be detected to be way higher than you anticipate the number being, and then it will output those. So let's just test it. Let me just do this. Washing powder. I think washing powder is £4, but I can't remember. So let's go and have a look. Oh. It must be so frustrating watching me do this. In here, £5. Gosh, it's expensive. But it's worth it. It takes up a lot of room in your trolley, that's why it's expensive. So that's £5. And then we will combine all these. So I guess that means now what we could do, oops, how do I change that to blend? There. What we could do, but it's going to be annoying, is we could put a tag on every piece of grocery which just says I'm a piece of grocery, and that will give you a total items in the trolley. There's loads of different. Oh yeah, of course I do. Fool. How do I even cope? I forget things constantly. If this no, they're all just different numbers of inputs or markers to let the system know what type of values. Okay, let's do that. I think that's the best way to do it, because otherwise we've got to add all of these outputs in order to get the number. Which is going to be a ball ache. It's better to do this now, isn't it? Save. We're battling limitations on many fronts here, kittens. Right, so we've got baked beans. Actually, we've got a tag there called trolley, and all the groceries have that. So we could just detect tags called trolley. Don't save. Let's just try that and see if it works. So let's just do trolley. And then that number detected goes into here. And then that will be your total bill. Hello, Bill. And then we get a score modifier. I enjoy logic now. I never used to because I was rubbish at it. Okay, and then we set. I guess we set it when powered on, and that is the operation value. We could add. I don't think it really makes any difference. Let's just set it for now, and then we'll also get a number displayer, and we'll put that on the screen somewhere. Oh, not that one. Hello, Bill. We'll make this all fancy later. So what we'll do is when you enter this thing, it's is that going to work? I have an average of 3 numbers. I don't understand. So we're I thought we were averaging. Oh, I see. So it's the cost. Oh, so that can just be the number of items then. Oh, I see. I can't read your name. It's in black. Sam. Is it Sam? Sam Fraser? I'm glad I amused you, Embergs. Where did you say you're from? I missed it. Toronto. At least the weed is legal. Sorry, Embergs, I was busy focusing. Right, let's just see if that works. I doubt it will, because nothing ever works first time. Oh, stop it. What I really want to do is when you go through the checkout, it tallies everything up line by line. But we'll do that with a timeline later. Right, let's get some beans. I have to get some beans for tea. Right, now let's see if this works. Oh, balls. Right, what's going on? It hasn't detected anything, has it? Why is that? What have I done wrong? Is that one lit up? That one hasn't detected anything. Oh dear. What am I doing wrong, Claire? Need to change some in calc. Oh. Yeah. That isn't the problem though, is it? I think it's my sensors are not working. My trigger zones. Trolley. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. Sausage. One. There we go. These ones are fine because they're just detecting a number. Isn't that right? Yeah, they're outputting a number.
Okay, let's do that then. Actually, but before we do that, let's change this hideous number. Because what we're also going to have to do is stop the clock. Because we're going to have to accumulate. Every time you go in there, you'll need to add to the score. Oh, it's blooming complicated, isn't it? Right, we're going to make that pink. So let's make it green because it's money. Money. There we go. But let's make it a better font than that. That one. Let's make it a smidgen bigger. Let's make it centrally aligned. Move it up a little bit. There we go. Right, let's do that. Right. And then when the time runs out, we need to do something. So we need another calculator to say when that is equal to 0, when that is equal to 0, make a noise. For now we'll just make a noise. We'll just do game over. Game over. DreamsPS4 sound effects. Can we filter by media molecule things?
Nominal, please.
Sound effects. Oh. I'll be definitely using those kittens. Right, let's use one of these. What do we think? I think this one. Or that one. Or a combination of both. Let's just do both of them. Why not? Why have one when you have two? Oh. Right. Stick them on there. Okay. Oh. Oh, blimey. Right, that's enough wine, I think. That will last us one evening. For me, that is. I don't actually drink kittens. Should we get a watermelon? We didn't put watermelons on there, did we? Oh. Well, that didn't work, did it? What a load of old rubbish! Right. Why isn't that working? Someone tell me. We're detecting baked beans. Now let's just open that up. We have detected 7 baked beans, right? So that is working. 7 times 0.5 is 350. So this bit here isn't working. So open that up. We've got a value of 11.3. 11.83. We multiply that by 3, which should give us... Oh, wait a minute. We haven't actually powered that on, that's why. What a sausage. There we go. Let's do that then. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Quick, 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 quick. Oh, 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 oh. I think 2 minutes is about the right length of time to get to the tills 2 or 3 times. Why isn't that working? Oh, knickers, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, for goodness sake. Kitty, pay attention. Oh, let's just grab another bottle. Let's grab one for breakfast tomorrow. Right, let's park that there and debug it. Right. Oh, that's why. The bill. Oh. Okay, let's try that again. We need a start noise, really, don't we? I haven't got any wine yet. I thought I had. The most important meal of the day. Wine. Yay! Right, so that number display is not correct because we need decimal places. Sausage. There we go, £35. That's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Let's try that again, shall we? Oops. More wine, please. Beans, beans, beans. Right, that should be a fairly good haul. What? That doesn't make sense. What's going on? £50p. Right. Number operation value. Set the value. 42.5. So why is that doing that then? Initial score 0. I don't understand. That should be add anyway. So that number's wrong. So this is working correctly. Right, let's have a look. Oh. Why am I using a score and not a variable for the time? I don't know. Why am I using a score? Does it matter? They're both the same thing. I know they're not exactly the same thing. I could easily use a variable. It wouldn't make any difference. You're very correct. The correct thing to do would be to use a variable. Thank you for correcting me. Let's change that, shall we? So let's turn that up to 120. Is there anything else we need to fiddle about with? Minimum value is 0. Ugh. If only we could tell you all the marvellous things that are being worked on that are going to be added to the game, but we're not allowed to. Right, I'm just going to turn this down a bit. I'll put it at 200 just in case, or thereabouts. It doesn't really make any difference. We might want to give them time bonuses, which is why I did it as a variable in the first place. We don't need it to persist in the dream. And then we can turn that off. Turn that off. We can open these up. See, look at you making me do things. Oh. Oh, I I see, because I haven't named this one. Okay, they are the same now, and I just need to wire them up. So that goes to here, and that goes to here, and then we just delete that. Bosh. Remove that. Oops. That. To current score. Current value, rather. And that. Also to current value. And then we delete that. Because it's now surplus to requirements. Thank you for pointing out my sloppy logic. There's one more bottle of wine. I need to do some laundry to clean my knickers. I've only got one pair, so they need to be washed on a regular basis. Chuck some beans in there because I'm hungry and I don't know how to cook. Bing, £5. Now that doesn't make sense. Oh, and I've done it again. Why wasn't that working? Bill. Bill. Help me, Claire. I love things how flop out as well. How things flop out. It did show a number. Variable. It's only one school. Set to constant. They're both for the bill. I didn't see one for the time. Pick me up a bottle of rosé. Oh, we haven't got any rosé yet. Love how things flop out of the cart. Yes, we love things flopping out. Should the score modifier be set to continuous and not just once? No, because it should only happen once. If you do it continuously, it updates every frame, which would be disastrous, I think. Teasing sod. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, did he? Oh, right then. Yes, soon you'll be able to type in the values on the sliders, according to Mark Healy. If you eat that many beans, I hope you got one more pair of knickers. Well, they've got a hole in them now. Put in more text displayers on the individual sensors. I've got more than one pair, I was only joking. I've got two. Right, what have I messed up? Let's try it again and we'll do some debugging. I'm going to have a riotous hangover tomorrow.
Right, that's enough washing powder. Let's leave some room for some beans. Let's put that back in there. La la la. Right, let's see how much that comes to. £3 is not correct. So what have we done wrong? £13 times 3. So something wrong with the score modifier, basically, because that number should be about right. And that number's correct. So why is it only coming out as £3? When powered on, maybe it should wait. Maybe it should power on once that calculation's made, rather than when it enters the area. We might have to put a delay on that. Oh, I know. It's a little one wafer thin drink. If I put... I'm sure Claire will have an opinion, but I'm going to do it the clunky way. If I put a timer... I say start the timer after half a second. We don't even need 1 frame really. After 1/10 of a second, when the timer is finished, send a pulse to there. Let's see if that helps. Oh, there we go. That worked. So let's go back to... I like doing dress rehearsals. I know people like to debug in sort of logic-y ways, but I'm old school. I like to play it every time. It's a bit time consuming, but I like to feel the fantasy. I know you coder types like to be super efficient. We need to line our stomachs with baked beans. £4? That isn't right. Okay, what's happening here? It should be £33.5. Maybe I'm not leaving it long enough. If I stop it and run it again, it does it alright. No, it doesn't. It's just added more. I don't understand. Okay, look, I'm gonna bow to your superior wisdom and put a slider in. But we know that that's correct, so we don't really need to. Oh, that seemed a bit better. 23.50. Correct. There we go. Amazeballs. It works. What's that detecting? That's detecting the trolley, and then it calculates everything and posts the the total. What we need it to do is, when it posts the total, we then need to as long as there's time left, we need to reset the trolley back. We need to destroy all the items in the trolley and then put the trolley back on the start line. So we need an emitter, don't we, to put the trolley in. My guess is partial trigger zone activation, but without more debug info it's hard to see. Let's have a look. Did you see what Emberg's mentioned? I did. It wasn't that. Potential help depending on how it was wired. That's what I did. I put a delay on it. Why does that one need to be smaller? I don't understand. Let's try it again. No, we're not going to get any watermelons. Okay, we've got a lot of washing to do. I've got to wash all my wigs. Oh, let's pop that back in. Delicately place them. £43. Yes. Right. I think what it was that you might even be able to get rid of this timer now, because like you say, by the time the trolley triggers its own trigger zone, the bits are all in place, so when this fires it should be okay. So let's try doing that, shall we? Now that we've made that trigger zone smaller, because we need all the wires we can get, children. I think that'll be enough wine for the weekend. It's a nice, delicate lunch. Oh dear. There's not much room for food in here, is there? So I have got a mechanism on the items to kill them after they've been on the floor for 5 seconds. Watch, bing, see that bean? Disappears. £37. It works. It's because it triggered, like you say, it was triggering. The trolley triggers out. The trolley tag is on the back, so that, I don't know why, but it was not firing properly. But now that the zone is smaller, like you said, it works better. In it, all the shoplifters are going to hang around up at the back here, where there's no lights. Let's put some lights up there, shall we? We can't have any shoplifting. Those naughty shoplifters. Let's just put precision move on so that we can... Oops. That's better. I'm going to need to line these up. It's going to annoy me otherwise. And this one here, for some reason, is out of alignment. I'm a little bit worried about the amount of stuff I need to put in here. And the amount of wires I've got left in my budget. But we have made progress. We have made progress. Shall we look? Oh, bye-bye. Right. Should we have a break from this and look at some other levels? How do you fancy that? My brain hurts from doing all this logic. Should we do a little bit of dream surfing? Ooh, I've leveled up. If you like as well, if you want me to demo anything that you're interested in, I can do that. If you want me to show you any tricks and tips, just the tip though. Let's see if anyone sent me anything to play. I've got some new followers. Did you see my drum kit that I made with my brother? Right, has anyone got any levels that they want to look at? Has anyone got any levels they'd like me to look at? Somebody earlier on said something about a level that they had. Anyone? Skull Island, okay, let's have a look at that. Dream surfing. Skull Island. There it is. Take what you can, give nothing back. That's nice. is good. You should make a game, Mbergs. I want it to be a whole game. It's very impressive. You're a good artist. Let's see what else you've made. You made a pet water bowl. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I know it's only a visual piece. I'm only winding you up. Witchful Dream. Oh yeah, you can see it's amazing what you can do with lighting, isn't it? Did you build the ship? I remember I looked at Brackish a long time ago. Is this the one with 4 parts, did you say? Oh, okay. Oh. I don't think I played this one. This is cool. This jump's a bit pathetic. Fun though. You were good at lighting. Oh, there's a clue. This is good, isn't it? Oh, look at that. I found a worn compass. You should have just made them into a pirate, and then you could have entered that into the pirate thing. Oh, I love the pelican. I did play this one, although I don't think it was the finished version. Okay, can I jump over there? Oh. That'll be a no then. Oh dear, have I found a bug? Oh dear. Oh blimey. Right, that's better. Now I guess I'm meant to go through that way. Oh, you should reuse. There's nothing wrong with reusing. We do it in video games all the time. Look at the tutorials. They reuse loads of assets. Oh, blimey. Well, that was fun. Thumbs up. What other fun things have you made? That's cute. I seem to remember this as well. Do you use the moves, Emberg? was cool. I like that. Did I give it a thumbs up? No, I already had. You already had? Oh, there it is. That's brackish. There. Has anyone else found any cool stuff? Yeah, you're good at this. Oh right, yeah, this is the not broken version. Right, let's just run through here, because we know where we're going. Run, run, run. Oh, the jump's a bit more impressive as well now. Does the pelican kill you? No. That's probably for the best. Should I go down that way? No. Can I climb up here? Oh, oh. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, you want to try and stop the player from getting places they shouldn't go. Even if it's just a big invisible collision wall. Oh dear. I like this. It's got atmosphere. What's that noise? Oh dear. Something bad happened. I suppose I should go into these caves. Run ahead to the next area. Okay, well I'll have a look at that in a minute, entropy tamed. Oh, there's something exciting to find. What have I found? Oh, a Daruma. Are they all collectibles then, hidden in the environment? Okay, let's run around here. Oh, it's not a good idea to have such dark corners as well, because it's easy to get lost when there's no lights. Alright, I can either go this way into the world of jellyfish. That's pretty. So is it a big open world then? I thought it was linear. I guess it is. Oh. Cutscene. I do love the depth of field on the cameras. Am I going the wrong way? That's pretty. Is that a rabbit down there? Oh no, it's another pelican. I'm lost now, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Should I go up there? Maybe not then. Oh. Yeah. Inspect the item. Oh, okay. Gotta go to the Pelican. It's probably handy to be a little bit more explicit about which direction the player needs to go to somehow. You have sort of been, in most cases. Oops. Oh, I didn't even see that. How do I pick that up? Can I pick that up? I guess not. Okay. Can I go that way? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, left. I like his little schoolboy socks. Up here, you mean? Oh dear. I think I died. I'm stuck. And what's an Uncharted artist? Through the cave? Which cave? Oh, there. Yeah, you need to make that a bit more obvious. Oh, it's like a magical gateway to another dimension. This is nice. This is lovely. It might be nice to use some fog here. I guess you are already using some fog. I can see some down there, but just, you know, because it feels a bit swampy. It's lovely though. I like the moss. Lovely moss. It's got a lovely atmosphere. Yeah. Now this wayfind thing, what does it actually do? Does it just make things glow like that? Because it's already glowing. What have I found? Inspect. Ooh. I want to inspect everything now. Oh, that's cute. I like that. It's nice. It looks really good. You're a good artist. Who do you work for? Yeah, you've always got to remember that people will just blindly... Oops. Oh dear, don't drown. You got to... It's difficult. You got to make it clear, but you don't want to beat them over the head with it, because it can spoil the atmosphere. This is pretty clear, because you can follow these little bridges. But you know, anyone can just wander off up the hill and go, I wonder what's up there, and you've got to be quite careful that not to ruin the atmosphere by letting them wander off and see things I shouldn't be seeing. I like this bridge. You could have done that with the curve tool, that rope. The curve shape, rather. Doesn't really make a big difference, though. I really like this. You made some nice choices. Textures and the colour palette's good. A nice sense of fog. Oh my god, what the hell's that? That was terrifying. Terrifying. You're kind of inspiring me, though. I want to make a oh blimey. Now what do I do? That's the other thing. If you fall into the thing, you should just kill them and put them back again, because now I'm screwed. Oh no. Oh. A dead body. Because if someone's got to go back this far to get back again, it's kind of off-putting. And I don't really want to restart the level. Oh, now I'm back at the beginning again. It's alright, I can speedrun it. It is lovely. It reminds me of the Dark Crystal. The environment. It almost feels like it could be a little bit more spacious, so the character's not clunking into things quite so much. I mean, it's got a cute sense of scale, but I feel like you could just make things a little bit more spacious, so I'm not falling off things all the time. You really ought to be killing the player off if they fall too far. What are they? Candles. Do I have to jump down here? Oh, this looks scary. Okay, cool. Pretty quite good. Keep at it. You can actually get a nice portfolio together in Dreams. Lovely. Oh, brackish. Oh no, that's part 2. I've played The Night in the Woods. Anyway, let's have a look at this other person's level. You've just got to use light. So when you're leading the player through, you can do things like... Let's just have a look at this other level first, and then we can do a little... entropy tamed. Entropy tamed. Tell me what your level's called. I'm going to assume that you're... You're called the same thing on PSN. Entropy tamed. Oh, I've played that level, I think. Is it this one? I played that one as well, that's good. The ship is filled with secrets. Search around and see if you can unlock them all. Okay, my first tip would be choose a better font. You have chosen quite a cool font for the little notes. If you're going to do a note that looks like it's handwritten, choose a handwritten font, because it will just make it better. Right. That's cute. Cool. I'm not sure how you do it, but you have to position them so the animation lines up. I like your airship though. What did that actually do? Oh, down. That's cool. I like the UI. You could have possibly put that into the environment. I don't know. Okay, so there's nothing else there unless I jump down, which might kill me. Can I do anything with these barrels? No. I'm going to go up the stairs and have a look. Something belongs here. It looks like an hourglass or something. So that's a clue. Let's go downstairs and open the door. Oh, I've got to find a key. This is fun. Right. Can I just jump down there? How will I get back up again? Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Can I search the beds? I might find something I don't want to find. Oh, there we go. A bag of nuts. Take them. And I do like nuts. Okay. Oh. Fire. Oh, blimey. I hope there's no one in the way. That's cool. Oh, there's a key. Take the key. In a situation like that, I probably wouldn't give them the option, because then no one's going to not take the key. I would just say, you know, take key on X kind of thing. I mean, it is good to give the player the sense that they're making decisions, but it's good to anticipate the thought process that the player has. That's cool. Oh, there's a saucy lady, looks a bit like me. Anything in the bed? No. Fix that bloody light before someone becomes suspicious. Arr. Right, which light? The lever brings the elevator to our level. Yeah, you should. How do I fix the lights? You're welcome, Embergs. If you ever need any other feedback, just send me your levels. That goes for everyone, really. I mean, you know, I'm not an expert in everything in Dreams, but I've got a pretty good idea.
We could make a level in a minute, actually. Right, I've got to fix the bloody light. How do I do that? Someone's put a poster up of a parrot. Is that a clue? Right, where's that bloody light that I've got to fix? Something belongs here. Let's go back upstairs and see if there's something up there. Maybe the parrot has... Oh no. Maybe the parrot has a clue for me. I like the counterweight on the lift. That's a nice touch. Oh, here we go. Oh, thanks. Drink the rum. See, that would be a case of where I would give them the option. Oh dear. I'm a bit drunk. Now what? I'm drunk. That's not going to achieve anything, is it? Oh, blimey. Okay. Oh. So I've still got to find the hourglass and the round thing. Maybe there's something in the bottle. If I drink all the rum, maybe there's something in the bottom. The light is on the bottom level. Oh my god, I didn't even realise you could do that. Blimey. Who needs a lift anyway? That's quite fun. You should make a game about jetpacks. That's awesome. I would probably make him look a bit more piratey if it's a pirate challenge, although the ship's really good. Right, where's the light? Is there another level below this? Oh, this light looks wonky. Ah. Take it. Feels like powerful magic. Nice. I mean, I don't really care about the light anymore. I've got all this bloody treasure. I'm going to fly back up with my jetpack because it's super cool. You totally need to make a jetpack game. Look at that. Ooh. Right. Take that. Ah. Okay. Nice. That was lovely. I enjoyed that. I would say make the character a bit more piratey looking, and possibly make the light a bit more obvious, because it was not. I mean, that was probably the bit where I would have got stuck, and I probably would have just given up. The rest of it was fine. Does that make sense? But it's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. You should have made it so that there was some kind of Easter egg if you got drunk. I suppose. Yeah. But that jetpack is awesome. I would definitely recommend making a jetpack level. I would put a limit on how high you can go with the jetpack, just to stop people, abusing it. This is super cool as well, by the way. I like that. Ooh. Make a great back scratcher. I've already liked it, because I've already seen it before. Shall we? I've got to go soon. Oh no, you should have it flicker a bit more. That would be a good idea. Because the wonkiness was very subtle. If the light was flickering a little bit, it would help. I didn't even notice it was flickering. It's good to get feedback. This is how we make our games good. We always have to get them tested. The tutorials that we made have gone through multiple iterations with lots of people just to make sure that, because it's tough. People still get stuck, but, you can only... You can... The more refinement and tuning you do it, the more fun it will be for people. What you've got to stop, you've got to prevent people from rage quitting because they get stuck. Because there's nothing, as a game player or creator, you really want them to get to the end so they experience the whole thing, and because they're going to enjoy it way more. If they get stuck and have to rage quit, or they get frustrated or whatever, it's not going to leave them with a very good feeling. So even if it is a little bit obvious, I think that's okay, because they've still got to find that light. I think it's difficult because people coming to the game have no experience of it. It's all new to them, so you have to allow for that. Because I know you know it like the back of your hand. It's like with my snow game that I made. I just made a nice environment and hid things in it. There was no real puzzles there. It was just find the things in the environment. But that was enough to keep people amused. The fact that it was pretty, and it did pretty things when you did things, and the UI was clear, so you knew what was going on, more or less. Was enough. So you've got to, as long as the players got to think even just a little bit, they'll be engaged. And you don't be afraid as well, especially with Embergs, I would say don't be afraid to just give the environment a little bit of breathing space. You don't have to put everything on top of each other. Give the player a little bit of room to move around in. But make sure that the environment, the places, the area that you want them to sort of move around in is clearly defined, and the area you don't want them to go
is clearly defined. It can be, you know, just clear enough so it doesn't spoil the art style. Yeah, it was too easy to fall off things or to get stuck. There is a lot to digest. It's cool though. Should we do some more dream surfing? Let's have a look. Let's see what is the latest. Most recent. Anyone got any recommendations? Ooh. Warning.
Begin.
Press X to jump and use left stick to control while in the air. This is cool. Oops. It's a little bit like Thomas Was Alone. Oh. It's a bit awkward using the triggers to jump, but we'll cope. Oh. I can't do it because I bounced off the wall and then I can't do the jump. Okay, I give up. See, that's what you don't want to happen. People rage quit because it's too frustrating. That looks cute. Ooh. That's trippy. Said that's quite cool. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but it looks nice, doesn't it? Thomas is Alone is cool. I've actually met Mike before a few times on my travels. The Enders cat house. I did play the one with the cat where you had to fire cats to create big piles of cats. Oh, I know. I need to put my wig on and do a stream. I will at some point. Well, you never know. You'll see me sooner or later. I should probably go and be an adult too now. I'll do some more work on the supermarket sweep clone in the meantime, and I'll see you next week, if not before. If you need to send me anything, just do so. And don't forget to follow me on all the social media, MsKittyPowers's. And follow me here. You can find me on PSN as well. And you can go and look at my games on magicnotion.com and all that. and I'll see you soon. And I'll probably, well, keep an eye on the Media Molecule streams. You never know, I might turn up there as well. Alright, sausages. I'll speak to you soon. I love you and leave you. See you later.